Good evening and welcome to a new video of Fun with Excel. This video is brought to you by Happiness Bharat. This is the fourth edition of the video of where we discuss about this Excel worksheets and how we can work with them. In today's session, we'll be discussing just two things. One is how to use the text column, and the second one is how to use the group and subgroup section. So let's go ahead with the tutorials. So we start with the easier one, that is text to column. So what is text to column? Most of the times we get a bank statements or data in with us which we do not know how to segregate it. For example, if you see this data over here, it's all jumbled up. There is nothing that we'll have to either cut it and separate it one by one. uh, Text to column helps you to do that simply with a few clicks, and all data will be segregated for you. The easiest way to understand what I'm talking about, if you look at a bank statement, you just copy it from a PDF file to to Excel sheet, and the data will come exactly like this. So how do we segregate this data? So basically, all you have to do is highlight the column, that is the first section over here. You just click on A over here, go to data. So this is home. You go to data, you go to text to column. Now in this you get two options. One is the delimited and is the fixed width. Now what's the difference between these two? Delimited, basically you click on that and you go next. You have these options as to if you want to segregate this data as per semicolon, as per comma, as per space, or any other. So what does that mean? Now we'll have to find what is common in all these data. If you notice, there's a slash after every data. Like for example, this after this number, there's a slash. After this name, there's a slash. After this another number over here, there's a slash. So we can segregate this data as per that, or you can segregate as per space. So we go here, text to column, do next, and we put a slash. So if you see, now my data is all segregated over here. We just click next, and you have your data over here. You can put whatever you want over here. You normally just keep it general, and you say finish. When you do that, you see all your data is in columns now. It's all together. So all your amounts are together, your names are together, invoice numbers are together, the details are together. The other way to do this, if you go back to text to column, the second option is fixed width. Now what is fixed width? Fixed width, you get to choose where you want to put the segregation as per your requirements. So you can put it wherever you want it, how many ever times you want it. It doesn't give, but again, if the data is not in line, then it's a problem. You see this, it will come between the names. So you just double click it to remove it, single click it to put it over there, and then the same thing next, and then finish, and this is how it comes. So when the data is in the same order, you can use the fixed, or you'll have to use the delimited, which is a easier way to segregate your data. Going to the next section of our session is the groups and subgroups. Now this is a little tricky. So what is groups and subgroups? So basically this, when you have your data just as the way it is over here, and you want to group them together. For example, you want to group these two columns together and only if you want to group these two columns together and you want to show the registered number and the amount, and you can, that's what group does. So I'll show you how it's done. So we just highlight the columns you want to group together, and you go here to group. So when you click on group, if you see this line which is coming and a minus sign, and you get a 1 and 2. So what does that mean? So you click on this minus sign, that gets hidden between over here. So you show just your invoice number, sorry, a registered number and the amount. If you want to open it, you just press the plus sign and it opens up. Same thing for this 1 and 2. You press 1, it comes to this data, and you press 2, it will opens up completely. The same way you ungroup it, sorry, you just highlight the entire thing, ungroup it. You can do it for columns. So for example, you want to group these two columns, you just say group. Those three gets grouped, those three invoices get grouped, the three lines get grouped, and you have the rest of the data. You can do it for the entire thing. Now, what is subgroup? Now, subgroup is a different theory altogether. It's it's on the same idea of grouping. So when you have to subgroup, subtotal the whole thing. So you just highlight the entire data and go to subtotal over here. Let me just move this down over here. Okay. So now you have an option over here to where do you want the data being subgrouped. So you subgroup it at the root at each change. So every time your root changes, there will be a subtotal over there. What do you want to do? You want to add it up, you want to count, you want average, you want to the maximum, you want the minimum, you want the multiplication, that is product, the count, standard deviation. So all the option, all the mathematical options over here. So we'll stick to sum. That's the basic requirement at times. And here it is, you want the replacement, the subtotal, page break, we'll come to this later, and the summary below. So if what we can do, we'll start with the root. We'll take a total and the amount. So what happens over here when you press OK, the Excel will calculate, and then you have your totals over here. So this particular root total is here. This is the total for him. This is the total for him. So everything that is highlighted is the total for the amount. So if you go here again, 1, 2, 3, just as we seen in the group. So if you press 2, these are the totals for each and every person. This is the entire sheet, and 1 is the grand total. This is the summary, and this is the entire detail. So easy. All you have to do is highlight the entire thing, go to subtotals, choose what functions you want. So you can either put the subtotal on the bottom, or you can put the subtotal on the top. Summary below data, summary above data. You can do a page break, which is sometimes required, sometimes not required. So when you do summary below the data, you just click on it, and if you see, the grand totals come down now. First it was on top, and now it's all below the totals. So the same data, same details, grand total, summary, and the total data. I hope you'll like this video. If you have any other details required, just get in touch with me. You know how to get in touch with me, my email address, and the details. Thank you. Have a nice day.